Now, 5 years ago this weekend, I was best man for my best friend Simon, and he was best man for my wedding as well. Our wedding, I really should say. Now, the choice of my best man left me in a bit of a quandary because I've got a younger brother, and I was kind of torn between whether I had my best friend or my younger brother because, you know, my best friend, he's still my brother, you know what I mean? And I was kind of a little bit like Prince Harry and Prince William have both chosen their brother. I thought sometimes that can show a little bit of lack of imaginative thinking. So what we were able to do, and I have to credit my mother-in-law in this, was I had my best man as Simon, and my brother became my groomsman, which you don't normally have in England. We normally call those ushers. So we kind of had this special position for my brother, who was kind of like a second best man. The problem is, it's my brother's wedding this summer, and I'm just an usher. Now, the concept of having a best man apparently goes back to kind of Germanic folklore, where because of the lack of brides, as it were, sometimes if within your community all the women had run out, already been married, etc., etc., you had to go and basically kidnap a woman from another settlement. And the story was that you would want to take your best man with you, your best fighter, to basically ward off her family. In fact, the reason why, supposedly the reason why people walk out of weddings with the groom on the right, the bride on the left, was that basically the groom could pull his sword and stop the wife's family from kidnapping her back after the wedding. And the idea was you had your best man, your best swordsman, your best fighter alongside you. Now, I was very honoured to be Simon's best man, and I'll come back a little later with some tips about being a best man. But let's talk about this other one, this royal wedding. Now, way back in 1986, Prince Andrew married Fergie, not the football manager, the Ginger Duchess, and I'm a bit too young to remember it, but basically the school I was attending at the time decided that the best way to teach us about this royal wedding was to reenact a royal wedding in the school. And so I was chosen alongside Matthew Rogers, who was the groom, and Katie Ullman, who was the bride. I was the best man. As you can see from the footage, I had a lot more hair back then and a little less facial hair. I can remember my mum bringing me some new shoes, taking a photograph of me, but I remember very, very little else until this video resurfaced a few years ago.
Put it on there.
Now, what I love about this video is the two of the guys in this video, Phil and Ben, are still really good friends of mine. In fact, they were ushers at my wedding, and we were ushers at each other's weddings as well. So it's been, although I wasn't for Phil. But it was a great way, I guess, of teaching kids about weddings, about what goes on in a wedding, about what they will be watching on the TV in a few days' time, I think it was. So my advice for Prince William or anybody else learning to be a best man this year, number one, learn how to tie a cravat, because we spent a lot of time when I was a best man in that morning looking at YouTube videos tying cravats. Secondly, write your speech early. Get it done way before the wedding happens. Have some help if you can get it. You know, at best, go and get a template. That's what I did. I got a template and worked out what I was going to say, inserted stories about Simon, changed some names around, worked it through, panned it out, made sure my speech was good, because there's nothing worse than a boring best man speech. So make sure you get to work on that. Get it done and work on the delivery. And if you're not used to delivering jokes, work on them. You know, everybody can be funny, so make sure you do it. And finally, enjoy the day. I know it sounds a little bit of a cliche, but so many times, you know, so many weddings these days, brides particularly are getting het up, grooms are getting henpecked by their wives and the mother-in-laws, and all this sort of tension building up. You have to be, as the best man, the person who can diffuse that and just, you know, kind of remind him, in one sense, what he's missing maybe, but in the other sense, kind of what he's got to look forward to as well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm only kidding. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll be back with some more fun videos soon.